Morning family, it's Tasha, Mama Bear Homestead. So today we're going to go into a video that a lot of people have been asking me about and that I've mentioned on my other channel a couple times, and that is my automated watering system. So I'm a big fan of stuff that will continue to work when grid down happens, something happens, the power goes off, and I don't have to immediately be thinking about watering the plants. Also, I'm also not a fan of spending all day watering plants when you can have some sort of automation system in place to do so, okay? And so that it just cuts down. Now, this system that I'm about to show you, I'll make sure that I put all the information in the description box. I'll double check if I have this listed in my Amazon influencer page, because that will take you directly to the link to be able to get it through my affiliation. I'm not sure if I'll be able to link an affiliation. I don't think I can do individual links anymore but I'll at least link it just so you can find it, okay? It did come from overseas. So for those of you that don't like to buy for overseas, then, you know, don't do that. So what I'm going to do on this half of the video is I'm literally going to just unbox my latest order of these. Basically what I'm doing is you have this system. It's connected to, it's an automation system. Looks like this, looks similar to this. There's different ones. It connects tubes to some sort of watering source. So something a vessel that has water in it. For me, I use 5-gallon buckets. They work perfect and they carry enough water that the system will work on that water for about a week and a half, okay? And that is dependent on how often you're watering, how many plants do you have set up on the system, that type of thing. This system also can easily be indoor, outdoor, okay? I've always used them for outdoors because that's my thought process, is less watering for plants outdoors. Now, for these, and then the other tubes go to your plants, okay, for irrigation, for drip irrigation. And then you set it for how many minutes you want it to water continuously and how often during the day. So mine, for example, outside, out front, gets a little bit of rain, but not really. I have it where it waters for 3 minutes right now, once a day. So every 24 hours, it waters the plants. It will water straight for 3 minutes and then it stops. And you can do different intervals. You can set it for whatever you want. So when it gets super, super hot, if you want it to water for a minute, multiple times during the day, by all means, you can do that, okay? And you can set it up. Second of all, I've had two types. I've had one that was ran off of batteries, real batteries, not rechargeable, but real batteries. That was a little, I'm not going to say difficult, but you always need to get batteries. And that is a source or resource that you could run out of one day, okay? And that you're paying for and that you're using. And batteries are not cheap. Is it possible? Did it work? Did I like it? Yes. Additionally, when it rained, one of them, I had several of them. One of them got too wet and they were all in the rain. I can't recall if that first set said it was waterproof. This set says it's waterproof, okay? But when it rained, one of them, that rainwater got into the battery system and obviously it didn't work anymore, okay? So I definitely am a fan of this one that I'm gonna show you today, okay? So what's in the box? Everything that you possibly need, right? So the little module, let me show you this. This is for I have 2 boxes for my next 2 that I'm setting them. I set them up 2 at a time. I buy them 2 at a time. These are about $40-something each. So I only get 2 at a time. Then I set them up and then I move on to the next project. Okay. So little module, right? Just has the little screen here with the thing, right? And it's just like this. It will be set up and it will tell you how long do you want to water for and then for how long. And, you know, water in, water out. So my tube that's hooked to my bucket will go here and then out. Okay. Very, very simple on the top. Very, very simple buttons, right? So the buttons up here is a power. There's a frequency one. There's a time. There's an increments. There's a decrease. Oh, increase and decrease buttons, and then start, stop. It's very, very easy to set up. It comes with an instruction booklet just in case. And then it comes with all the stuff. So I have a bucket, I have a bag here with my little waiter that goes in the bucket or the vessel that you're using for water, right? That goes down, holds it, the tube all the way to the bottom of the bucket, right? So it doesn't flow up as the water, like when it's full, it won't flow up, right? And all your little teas, right? So, and there's more, every single time I've gotten these boxes, you guys, there's always more than enough. And then there's the little tea, things that are actually going to be watering. There's a couple stoppers. So if you're going to stop a line, right, there's no more plants, you're going to stop. And then this one I liked. I didn't get this with my last one, you guys. It has the little stakes to stake down your tubing in a certain space. So basically, once you want to run a tube to, say, a specific plant, right, at the end of it, you're going to put one of these. But then that hose is moving around or it's not quite where you want, you can put it in here and stake it down to where it's tighter to the dirt and it's not moving all over the place. Because if it moves, then this, you know, pops out of the ground and doesn't want to water properly, okay? So it came with a bunch of these, this one, and I absolutely love that. That's different than my last one. And then, of course, all your connections. So there's plenty of these in there to be able to finagle and do whatever. Now, the one thing that I will say with these, you guys, is you want to... I try not to do too many plants on one system, but ideally there's enough hose and you could buy a replacement hose, you could buy more, and you could do several. But just remember, in theory, this is something that you have to upkeep, and that means the more plants you have, the more often you are filling your water vessel, that bucket. So obviously if I had this on like a whole row by itself of plants, you know, I might be filling that bucket more often. Right now, so for example, I have my front door. I have plants on this side of the front door. I have plants on that side of the front door. Each side has its own one of these, which I'm going to show you. I'm going to walk you out and show you my setup so you can see physically what it looks like. You can see all the hoses. You can see the exact amount of plants that I have mine set up on, but you can set it up on more or less. Now, the way I have it set up, it's about a week and a half worth of water, right? If I add more plants in those planters at some point, or I get to a point where I'm watering more often, then hey, I might have to, you know, replace water in that bucket maybe every 3 days. To me, that's still more beneficial than watering once or twice a day, walking around with a hose and watering physically when you could be doing other things. So I really like this. Also, you know, unless you're at the very last day of filling it up, which if you're a preparedness person, you're never going to let the bucket get empty, right? I top off all the time. But if, you know, unless you let it go all the way and then the power went out and then you didn't have any water, okay, you know, okay, you're going to be hurting. You're going to need to figure out how to water your plants. However, you know, even if the bucket's halfway full, that's still several days of a grid down situation that you are not having to worry about, you know, watering your plants, right? That does not need to be on the top of your thought process. Also, with this is powered by USB. So there's a little thing right here. And it comes with the charging cord, right? And it is actually that newer kind that's like kind of like the tablets. It's like the newer, thicker kind. And I like this better because one, batteries to me is not something that will last forever. Will USB last forever as well? Not necessarily, but in grid down situation, I like USB. To me, we have generators, we have chargers. There's all types of ways to easily charge USB type items. They charge quickly. They don't take a lot of your energy, right? A lot of your power from your power source, right? Where I can recharge these and not take a lot of the power source and be on my way, and not having to have a renewable source like a battery that I have to replace ever so often. Okay. So that's again why I love these. And this came in different colors. This is waterproof. Ours have been in the rain several different times now. And it has a clip. So I like that because, so for example, in the front, you're going to see I have planter boxes and I have mine just clipped right on the back of the planter box. For these two that are going to be going, the first two in my actual garden this year, they're going to be clipping on, they're going to be clipped onto what do you call it? The trellises. I have some trellises up there, and I'm just going to hook them to those trellises and then hook them down to my buckets and then out to my irrigated area for my raised garden beds. And I'll show you when I do those ones too. I'll probably do an update video later when I have those, just so you can see how funky you can really make this work, okay? And then the last thing that comes in the box is all the tubing, right? And it's very, very easy to work. Yes, some people will say it's kind of difficult sometimes putting these in together, but it's not the end of the world, you guys. It's not, you know, it's going to take a little bit of strength. If you have no hand strength, right, you have arthritis, you need, just bring your bring a family member over, a kid, a grandchild, a friend. Just bring somebody over that has a little bit of hand strength to help you get this done, because once it's done, baby, it's done. That's it. You leave it and forget it. The only thing that you have to do at that point is once a week or however often, charge this up and then keep your buckets full. But again, you're talking about days versus watering every single day, if not twice a day. You take that down to, even if you're aggressively watering every 3 days for the water, maybe that's aggressive. I'm not even to that point yet. And then charging this. I charge this once a week. I just bring it in and I charge it. It's not dead when I do that, but that's my schedule of these, right? So that I get to get used to charging them and not forgetting about them. When I first got them, I had forgot, and I was like, well, my plants look a little dry. And sure enough, I wasn't paying attention. I had just gotten them, and some time went by and it went dead, and I didn't even know. I just wasn't paying attention. So you're gonna have to set yourself a schedule or you know, an alarm, or write down on your schedule when to do it, just so you get used to it. Now I'm way more used to charging them once a week, right, on a regular basis, right? And that water, like I said, it will last like a week and a half, if not longer, but I top off. It's just like gas. It's just like everything else we prepare. I top it off, okay? So I will bring you back now, and I'm going to take you outside and show you my actual system that's set up outside so you can see it in real time. All right, see you in a minute. All right, family, so I was bringing you out here so I can show you my setup of my water irrigation. So each side of the door has its own irrigation. So you can see I only have 3 pots of stuff on that side, and then I have this as well. That one's not just got planted, so it actually is not set up. So as you can see, I have a bucket. They're actually below the line, right, so that people out in the street cannot see my buckets. So I've buried them a little bit, and then those are full of water. And if I open this, you'll see how much water, but do you see the hose is going through drilled a hole? There's my waiter at the bottom, and then that hose comes out, and it's actually connected to my system right there. And then you see how I showed you before, there's the in, so that's coming from the bucket, and then this is going out. And this one that's going out, you can actually see behind my box how it's connected to each of my plants, okay? So all the way down, and see, for example, this one, see how there's the line, there's the piece that I told you, the stake, I staked it down, and then there's my watering piece right here. Let me go out so you can see. And each of them have that, right? I have them, they're all in the back, you can't really see them. And then if you come over here, hi kitty, you're using these videos. Hey baby. Oh, you're being a diva now? You don't want to be loud in the video? Okay. And then let me show you this one as well. See it down there? Okay, now you want to make noise? There's my second one, and it's connected to all these plants, and then it comes over here to this bucket. Okay, and then like let's just say once I plant in these pots, I could continue to run a cord from these plants over here all the way down here and run it all off of this one system, or I could get another system. Now during the winter though, this other part over here, it gets rain, where this other part doesn't get a whole lot of rain because it's under the eaves. Okay, so hopefully that showed you enough of my system. And you could get bigger systems too from here. You could actually do something fancy too. Get your rain from there, rainwater, get a bigger barrel, and then your vessel could be from the rain barrel as well. So there's a lot of options that you can do. So hopefully this helped you. Take care. Bye.